about how to tie, just different ways of how to tie a scarf. So I'm going to start with the big square, which is, for me, it's the 110 centimetre square, which is, this one is the horses. So with a lot of my scarves, you're going to have something different on every corner, which is, gives you, it's the same as basically having 4 different scarves, because every corner is going to be different. So when you do put it into the diagonal and half your square, you have 4 different corners, as in you will be wearing it either like that, and you can bring out the whatever colours that you feel you want or need to, depending on what you're wearing. So you can have it, work it as a nice loose way around the neck, and this is the easiest way, of course. Everybody knows this way of wearing a square. So you pull it around and pull out the colours you want, tie it either twice in knots, or you can, some people like to have magnets holding them on the side. Definitely don't put pins in silk, because they will pull threads and leave holes. So brooches can look lovely, but they'll destroy your scarf. So you can have one loose one, or you can pull it to 2 tight. And this is another lovely way of keeping your scarf in place for the day, so that you don't have to keep retying it and fluffing it up. So you pull one of those loops in under the underside, and it was actually a customer that showed me that at one of the shows that we used to have in the RDS, and hopefully they will all come back and I'll get to see everybody again. So yeah, you just pull out all of the colours that you want, so depending again on what you wear. And with these, there are so many variations of that, so you'd have, it would look completely different. And if you want less orange out, you would use the side that has the purples and the blues. So for instance, like that, you have some lovely cream, mauve, yellows, and less orange. Now you can do it that way again. You can have it draped over your shoulder, more to one side, and have it tied in the corner, if I can find my other corner. So yeah, there's just loads of ways, or just hanging like that if you have a jacket with you or whatever. Now you can roll these and they look much smaller. It's not like you have a huge big scarf. And the great thing about silk, of course, too, is that it's cool in the summer and warm in the winter. And these are a heavy silk. They're not, there are so many weights of silk, you know, the little thin habitories, and just disappears after it gets warm and you're wearing it for a while. The scarf has literally gone. So that's another way, just loosely around the neck, tied once, and then that way. And then there's the other ways, which are, you get your 2, I know this is easier to show if you have it on the flat, but you get the 2 corners in on both ends, and then your other diagonal corner, get it into the middle. Now, as I say, if it was on the flat, it's a kind of easier to show, but basically, and it would be a bit neater. So you have all these different colours towards the centre again, that you would, sometimes you'd love to show those, because there's some lovely purples that would be gorgeous. So you can either put it tight to the neck like that, and you've got your piece there, and these pieces kind of roll over onto each other, which can give a lovely effect as well. And a way that is nice to keep it all together, you just pull that end in there and it'll hold it all together, and you have something that looks a little bit different and gorgeous with the jacket. I'm falling apart here. So that's those ways, and again, lovely. There's a whole heap of different other colours, so you would, and then there's greens on that side. So if you wanted to show those colours, you just get that, roll it again neatly. Of course, I do it much neater. Now, so that kind of a way, and you have your lovely reds towards the centre. Now, how I started all this, I am a nurse, or well, I still work as a nurse, but I was always drawing. So drawing was just something I always did. But in the beginning, but I always just considered them doodles and things like that. And then as a mature student, I went to art college, which was fantastic, in GMIT in Galway. And as a very mature student, one could